Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Match Betting Chronicles. Okay, so this video is going to be for people that are just beginning their match betting journey or people very new to 2-ups. So I'm a member of Odds Monkey and I'm also in their Facebook group, and every week I see some people that are new say that they've just done their first 2-up. Their team was lucky enough to actually go 2-up. But when they cashed out, they've only made about 30p profit, or in some cases, they've even lost money. So they're thinking, what's the point of these offers? You know, why are 2-ups so good? So basically, I wanted to explain what that mistake is. And it's usually to do with them taking odds that are too low. But let me just show you what normally happens. So people load up the 2-up finder, and this is going to find all the games eligible for 2-ups. And normally newbies sort of look for matches that are above a 97% rating, and that is one method. There's different methods, but normally people start with that method. So they might be thinking, oh yes, let's get on Leicester, and that is actually a good match to get on. Odds of 3.5, and you can lay for just 3.55. So this would be a good 2-up to do. But new people would often pick a 2-up like this, PSV, and the odds are only 1.25, very, very low. But people new to 2-up might not realize that, it's not a good idea to get on this match. They might think, okay, PSV, it's a very strong team. I think they're going to go 2-up, and okay, they're above 97%, so they meet the criteria. The back odds and the lay odds are very close, only 2 ticks, so I'm going to get on this match. So what they'll do is they'll open it up. Ignore this for a minute. Let's just say it is still 1.27. And basically what they're going to do is if they're doing £50 stakes, they're going to lay £49.21 on the exchange. So they're only risking 79p for the chance that PSV might go 2-up. So if I was to go on Smarkets, I'd be laying £49.21 at odds of 1.27. Actually, you can see the lay odds have now come down to just 1.25. So this is the rare case where you should get on PSV, because if the odds on Bet365 are still 1.25, then you don't actually need to take any qualifying loss. See, it'll be 0. So that's called a perfect match. So this is the only time where I'd say you should do odds that are below 1.8, and that's if you're getting a perfect match like this. You're not risking anything, and then you can just hope that your team goes 2-up and that the other team comes back to 2-2. There's no real point trading out at 2-0 for low odds games, because in this game Bet365 are only going to be paying out about £12.50. That's what you're going to get. You're also going to win, if it's a full turnaround, you'll win your lay bet. So you'll get £50 from the exchange. So altogether £62.50. Okay, and I'll show you why low odds games don't work. So when a team goes 2-up, Odds Monkey have this early payout calculator, which basically shows you how you can cash out without pressing the cash out button on Smarkets. So I backed £50 at odds of 1.25, laid them for 1.27. Okay, and so basically this is the situation. If no matter what the result is, we're losing 79 pence. But if PSV go 2-up and the other team come back to either draw or win, then that's when we're winning the back bet and the lay bet. So we're going to get £61 profit. But for people that are cashing out before a full turnaround, so people cashing out when PSV go 2-0, it's going to be different. So at that stage, the back odds are probably going to only be about, this depends on the timing of the goal. Let's say they've gone 2 up and it's half time. But because PSV are such strong favourites, you're probably only going to get odds of like 1.004. So if you trade out now, you're only going to get £1.62. So it's just not worth backing PSV if you're going to want to trade out at 2-0 rather than waiting for a full turnaround. More likely, this is where people lose money. The exchange odds are 1.01, which means the market thinks almost 99% sure PSV are going to win this match. And if you trade out now at these odds, you're actually losing 17p no matter what the outcome is. So that's where beginners are going wrong. They're taking these low odds teams and they're just cashing out at 2-0 up, and they're just making pennies really. Okay, so let's do another example. If we go back onto the odds matcher, another bad one to do would be Man City. So although they're above 97%, this is a minus EV bet actually. But the odds are just too low. So you might think, okay, Man City, they're almost definitely going to go 2-0 up against Villa. I can feel it. But there's no point. Unless you're on a perfect match, there's no point taking this qualifying loss. And I'll show you what it would be. So if you had £50 stake, you'd have a qualifying loss of £1.17. But like I just showed you, if Man City do go 2-0 up, the back odds on the exchange would be super low because the starting odds are already super low. So when they're 2-0 up, the odds are even lower. And when you trade out, it's just going to be no value. But on the other hand, if you did a team like Leicester at these odds, and they went 2-0 up, you'd be laughing. And I'll just show you again. So, okay, so £50, but this time we've backed Leicester at 3.5, and we laid at 3.55. Okay. Now, let's have a look what we'd get. So again, you've got a qualifying loss of just 71p, but if Leicester goes 2-0 up and Tottenham come back to draw or win the game and you didn't cash out, you're going to get £174.30. But if you did want to cash out, you're going to have to look at what the exchange back odds are. Now, obviously, it depends when the goal was scored, okay? So, say if Leicester go 2-0 up in the 85th minute, then the odds are going to be almost too low to trade out, maybe just 1.005 or something. So you could only lock in about £7 if that happened. But if Leicester went 2-0 up really early in the game, so let's say they went 2-0 up sort of in the first 20 minutes, they might even still be above evens to win. So the exchange back odds may be around 2, and if you wanted to trade out now, you'd be able to lock in £86.80 profit from that £50 stake. That's pretty good. It might be late on in the game. Leicester go 2-0 up, you might get odds of just 1.3, but that's still not bad. You could lock in a profit of £39.67. So this is why, the higher the odds, really, the better when your team take the lead. I would strongly advise not doing odds below 1.8. So we go back on this match here. See, say Verona, that's just about okay, 1.85. But lower than 1.8, you don't want to do it. Barcelona, again, 1.83, just about okay. Me personally, if odds are like this low, I'd be wanting to do more than a £50 stake. In general, the higher the odds, the less money I put on. The lower the odds, the more money I want to get on, because it's harder to lock in a profit. Bear in mind, with the favourites, like low odds favourites, the other team's going to come back less often. But it does still happen. It's still worth doing, teams around 1.8. But just don't go lower for the reasons I just stated, especially if you do want to trade out at 2-0. Okay, guys, I hope that made some sense. I'm happy if anyone wants to ask any questions about that. I'm happy to help, because, yeah, I don't want to see people making mistakes like this sort of every week. Okay, thanks for listening, and have a good week.